I'd now like to introduce Amy Terrill from Music Canada, who's going to take it from here. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeffrey. So, you know, the 2015, I think Jeffrey was saying his timing was pretty good. That's what I took from that introduction. So I hope you stick with us, Jeffrey, so that we can continue on the upturn. So my opportunity here is to talk about the last 12 months at Music Canada, which has been full of accomplishments and new initiatives, and we're going to give you a sample of those here today, just a snapshot. And we also will be publishing a full website called Playback 2018, which will have some more detail later this week. So, there we go. Who's this guy? So I'm going to start with one of our largest initiatives and something that has influenced the entire program here today and which Jeffrey referenced. As you all know, in 2017, the Canadian government launched its 5-year mandated review of our Copyright Act. The review presents an opportunity to correct provisions within the Act that contribute to the value gap, which Jeffrey mentioned. And the value gap is preventing music creators from getting fair market value for their work. Last year at this time, we released our report on the value gap, a report, there are a couple of copies in the center of our tables. And that report has actually been entered into the record of the Copyright Review, so that's pretty exciting. This is a shot of Graham, who testified at 2 committee hearings about solutions that can be enacted immediately. And I'll run through those solutions for you quickly, is removing the $1.25 million radio royalty exemption, amending the definition of sound recording to enable performers and rights holders to receive royalties when their recordings are used in film and television soundtracks, and establishing a private copying fund. Testimonies from the music community in Canada have demonstrated unprecedented consensus this year, and it's something I think all of us in this room have fought hard to achieve. So we can't take credit for this one, but in early September, Music Canada joined our American and European counterparts in applauding the United States Senate, the European Parliament, and the thousands of artists who spoke up to effect 2 key votes on copyright, the Music Modernization Act and the European Copyright Directive, underlying the need for Canada to follow through with meaningful reforms. And this is my segue into mentioning that our government has also heard loud and clear from creators in Canada that the value gap is an urgent issue. On to another federal note, we were pleased to see the 2018 federal budget illustrate the government's commitment to reform the Copyright Board of Canada. Reforming the board has for years been a top priority for creators and the businesses that support them, and we continue to work with the government to advance Copyright Board reform. In February of 2018, Music Canada, Resound, our partners who are here today, Bell Media as well, announced advancements in cross-platform reporting to streamline sound recording data within the Canadian music ecosystem. Doesn't sound exciting, but it makes a big difference. The elimination of manual processes, the new reporting system, has resulted in cleaner data and significantly benefits all rights holders in the Canadian music industry, including artists, background musicians, songwriters, and music publishers, and will be delivered through organizations like SOCAN, CMRRA, and SODRAC, who rely on broadcast data to get royalties to rights holders. So this goes into a little bit more about what Jeffrey was talking about. IFPI's Global Music Report in 2018 gave us a snapshot of the global music industry and highlighted the top global markets and industry-wide trends. Canada was 7th largest music market in the world in that period, and we can be encouraged that there's been a market growth in subscription audio streaming specifically, which grew in trade value from US $95 million in 2016 to almost $170 million in 2014, and that's an increase of over 40%. This trend has contributed, as Jeffrey said, to 3 consecutive years of industry revenue growth following 15 years of decline. This year, we also launched Music Canada Cares. This is a new affiliated national nonprofit organization which provides a home for Music Canada's corporate social responsibility efforts and will allow us to better highlight the extraordinary benefits of music to society. The first initiative, managed by Music Canada Cares, is the 3 R's Music Program. And it's a musical instrument refurbishment program. The goal is to provide equitable access to quality music education by increasing the inventory of instruments in Ontario's publicly funded schools, increasing public engagement and connecting students' learning experience to Canada's music industry. And we've partnered with some really incredible organizations, are very thankful for the support we've received from Music Counts, and I saw Christy and Marie come in the room. Also the Arts Educators Coordinators of Ontario, the Ontario Music Educators Association and Canadian Music Educators Association, and Akawe Technologies. And we have a really unique partnership as well with firefighters in Ontario, which is great. So making sure I got the right slide. Our first pilot program was on Saturday, September 29th. This was our first instrument drive and celebration, and it took place in Lindsay. And we had the participation of artist ambassador lead Eon Sinclair of Bedouin Soundclash, Jeremy Drury of the Strumbellas, and Warren Frank of the Kents. And they were all on hand all day to speak with donors, to promote the program, and to speak about the importance of music education. And all of them were fantastic. The pilot donation drive was an immense success, and we have about 50 instruments that will be distributed to local schools just in Lindsay. So now we are hoping to have the support of all of you in the room and others as well. With the successful pilot behind us, we've moved our efforts to the GTHA and estimate to collect thousands of instruments with your help. The collection began in our office last week, and we don't have thousands in our office yet. I'm not sure there'd be room. We invite you all to take part in our drive by donating gently used instruments, inviting your members or artist partners to do so, and collecting instruments in your own offices. Between now and November 15th, we will pick them up promptly, I promise, and so that we can collect as many as possible by November 15th. There's more information at the back table. Bradley is here as well, down in front, and he can give you some more information, and you can always look at musiccanadacares.com. So here's a handsome fella who's also in the room. In advance of the 2018 Polaris Music Prize Gala, Music Canada partnered with Polaris on a new initiative called the Polaris Community Development Program. The program will partner with 10 Canadian not-for-profit music organizations each year to support and develop the music community by eliminating barriers to access for engaged music creators, entrepreneurs, and change makers in our community. It was terrific to see some of the connections we made at this year's gala, and hats off to Claire. It was her idea. On to a provincial achievement in March during Juno Week. The government of British Columbia announced the creation of a new music fund for the province called Amplify BC. Administered through Creative BC, the new fund provides much-needed support for the development of BC artists and musicians, music companies, skills development, and live music production, stimulating economic growth and activity in the sector. And this one-year investment of $7.5 million is the result of hard work and strong partnerships between Music Canada, Music BC, the BC government, and the broader music community there in BC. We also released our latest report in Music Cities in May called The Keys to a Music City, examining the merits of music offices, boards, and night mayors. It was launched in advance of the 3rd Annual Music Cities Summit at Canadian Music Week and serves as a successor to our groundbreaking 2015 study, The Mastering of a Music City. And it's already been noted by a number of organizations around the world. We look forward to sharing more of it, Ramla and I, in the next couple of months. This year at Canadian Music Week, Music Canada hosted the 3rd Annual Mastering of a Music City Summit, featuring panels and workshops examining a range of topics from beginning to build your music city from scratch, to how public spaces like libraries can contribute to music scenes and strategies, and there's a full recap with videos on our Playback website. So now to Gold Platinum Canada. In 2017, Music Canada experienced a monumental year for the historic Gold Platinum program, thanks to the inclusion of streaming for both single and album award certifications, as well as a simplified application portal for certification and plaque orders. With these new guidelines and processes firmly in place, 2018 is proving to be yet another year of unprecedented growth. By the beginning of Q4, Music Canada has already reached 2017's total of album certifications, with that number expected to grow through the start of the holiday season. 2018 saw the first double diamond certification in nearly 15 years, and that was Adele's album 21. Okay, quick skill testing question. When was the last double diamond certification in Canada? 2004. Woman, country music, just recently honored by CC. Shania, you got it, all right. Music Canada has also already experienced a 5% increase in total single award certifications and 25% increase in total Canadian single certifications, so we're really moving up. In addition to surging certification totals, the Gold Platinum Canada brand continues to evolve its unique social media presence, streaming platform influence, and that portal functionality. We have been added as an official curator to Apple Music with the Gold in Canada playlist, and you can also find that on Spotify and Google Play. And it's updated with 50 of the latest Gold certified tracks in Canada. Now, we have a special presentation. We're pleased to give you a sneak peek of a soon-to-be-released video taking you behind the scenes of the production of our Gold and Platinum Award plaques.
My name is Sandra Falcone, and I've been designing record awards for Music Canada for the past 10 years. I graduated from Ontario College of Art and Design. Basically had a passion for music and sports, which is what Frameworth touches base on a bit of both of those fields. The music department was in need of a creative designer, so luckily I found the role and have been doing it ever since. We start with the certification, which goes through you at Music Canada, and once the approval has gone through, we start designing if we haven't already touched base on a design. I'm pretty fortunate all the artists have such great graphics to begin with within the CD or vinyl record covers. So I pull apart sometimes a bit of both and create something unique that keeps it interesting for me. I could say every day of my job, I find that pretty exciting. I come into work, I never really know what I'm going to get to do. The parts and bits and pieces of it get taken apart. So if there's 3D graphics, we cut those out on a laser machine. If there's records, we put all the components together within the frame. There's the ingots, so gold or platinum. There's a Canada flag pin, a Music Canada pin. Sometimes we have a record, like a 12-inch record, or if it's a single award, we have a 7-inch 45 record. Sometimes if they ask for special details like glitter or piano keys or anything that kind of is out of the ordinary but sort of fits in with the artist, we kind of tailor it toward their graphic, and everything else just comes together. With our manufacturing plant, we have experienced framers here on site that put everything together, and once it's all complete, we have an etching on the glass, put it within a frame, and call it done. I would say the most rewarding part is the end, when I get to finally see an actual image of the artist holding the awards, either maybe at a show on stage or backstage behind the scenes. It's really exciting because you get to see their faces and they're so excited.